I broke this out from my Holocaust video because I just wanted to real quickly point out something about the Nuremberg trials that everybody should be aware of. Uh, so, the Nuremberg trials supposedly proved guilt. Were they fair, or were they even trials, which is the main question there? So, on July 26, 1946, the chief counsel for the U.S. at Nuremberg and U.S. Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson stated, Germany has unconditionally surrendered, but no peace treaty has been signed or agreed upon. The Allies are still technically in a state of war with Germany, although the enemy's political and military institutions have collapsed. As a military tribunal, so he didn't call it as a military court or a military trial, he is calling it a military tribunal. This tribunal is a continuation of the war effort of the Allied nations. So when all the Germans went on trial, they were still at war. So, and what's important to note, and you guys can go research it to make sure I'm right, unlike a court or a trial, tribunals accept hearsay evidence and unsworn testimony. A court trial must be impartial, while a tribunal may be a party to the dispute. Courts, trials, must strictly follow a code of procedure. A tribunal has no code. Hearsay is rumors, information from other people that cannot be substantiated. Unsworn means evidence not given under oath. So, people call it the kangaroo court, kangaroo trial. I mean, it was, but it wasn't even a trial or a court. It was literally a tribunal. And so it could be a kangaroo or a clown event. There was in no way, shape, or form where the Allies had to speak the truth. All they had to do was present anything they wanted to present and claim it was true, and then they wouldn't allow the Germans to defend themselves. Right? I did that in another video. Carlos Whitlock Porter talked about how the Germans had hundreds of thousands of affidavits refuting and rebutting the information presented to them, or just in defense of what the claims were, and the tribunal, because it wasn't a court, wouldn't accept any of it. And then on the bottom here, you see that Harlan Fiske Stone admits that Jackson was conducting a high-grade lynching party, right? So again, not calling it a court. And he admits there, he says, I don't mind what he does to the Nazis, but I hate to see the pretense that he's running a court and proceeding according to common law, because it wasn't a court and there was no common law. It was a military tribunal. There was no law, no nothing. They could do anything they wanted. And then on the bottom, who were these people who were doing anything they wanted to the Germans? And you have Tom Dodd, you guys can read that yourself, but he just says that 75% of the people at the Nuremberg trials with the prosecution were Jewish. So this tells you everything you need to know about whether or not there's anything believable presented at the Nuremberg trial. And the answer is obviously no.